Fliptv here, dishing it out to the world the way you want it. All right, to have my reviewers here, and the viewers are getting ready to see what we're going to analyze today. Quickly to the major topic on today's edition of this program, we have on Igbo statement towards, I'm talking about the Ohaneze, the statement towards Tinubu's presidential ambition. Ohaneze disowns Igbo group over Tinubu candidacy. Ohaneze disowns Tinubu candidacy. That's from an Igbo group in one. The major headline on the front page of this: fireworks in Senate over alleged unremitted funds. Fireworks in Senate over alleged unremitted funds. Federal government owing us 239 billion naira, says NNPC. There should be line by line explanation on expenditure, says AG. We have our legal power to make running cost deductions from source, says Kiari, and we have on top of the paper federal government flags off Eastern Rail renovation project. PH Mediguri line will reactivate economic activities along route, says President Muhammadu Buhari. And quickly down to Ibarapa story on the front page on the front page of the Daily Sun newspaper. Police release three OPC members detained over arrest of Wakili. Of course, the security personnel arrested the three OPC members that handed the kidnap kingpin, that's Wakili, over to Oyo State Police Command. They are now released by the police. Three OPC members detained have been released. Okay, quickly to another one. Minimum wage. We have NLC begins picketing of National Assembly state assemblies. NLC begins picketing of National Assembly and state assemblies. Nigeria, Benin Republic agreed to jointly end rice importation in ECOWAS region. And the last story we'll be reading out to you viewers. South governors insist on inauguration of NDDC board. Demand 10% for Ostcom Trust Fund. Before we go, there's a story here the president has pointed out. He said climate change is fueling insurgency, armed conflict. Climate change fueling insurgency, armed conflict. That's what the President Muhammadu Buhari has said. And quickly to Mr. Matthew for more topical analysis on basic stories. Good morning, Mr. Matthew. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Mr. Michael.
All right, another edition of Bystanders. Talking about Tinubu's candidacy for how sure is Tinubu for 2023? Of course, Anezi has disowned the Igbo group in Lagos over their support for Tinubu come 2023. Your take?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike. Matthew is the name once more. Let me start by observing that as a Nigerian, Tinubu and any other Nigerian for that matter have right as a strength in the constitution to contest for the office of the president. As long as you meet all the academic qualifications and every other qualification as
Stipulated by the law.
by the law. Now, looking at his chances vis-a-vis the statement that came from the National Publicity Secretary Haneze Ndibo in the person of Alex Obonia, I think by our standard, even as Tinubu have right to contest, I think the Igbos, because he was speaking in the light of Igbo community in Lagos supporting Tinubu, wherever you come from Nigeria, you reserve a right to decide who to support. It's not fair to say because you're an Igbo man that you must support Igbo candidacy. It's not sufficient to say because you're a Yoruba man you must support a Yoruba candidacy. It's not compulsory that because you are a Northerner you must support a North candidate. But if you ask me as a person, I will feel it's more justified to give an Igbo man that slot come 2023. Because if you look at the issue of this agitation for state of Biafra, it emanated from year-long age marginalization. So if the Igbos are given that privilege to rule, that opportunity to rule, I think it will go a long way in dousing the tension. But again, it should not be an Igbo man who is ruling on the basis of threats, on the basis of threatening the Igbo community in Lagos that they should not support Tinubu. It should be an Igbo man who is ruling on the basis of articulating his interests and canvassing his candidacy to other geopolitical zone and winning their support. Because you don't win people's support by threats. You don't win people's support by coercion. You win support by selling your ideology, selling your candidacy, selling yourself to the people, selling your manifesto. But let me still bring out something here. Whether an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, an Hausa man that rules in 2023, I don't think I have issue with that. What I have issue is I want a youth to take over from the reign, to take over the reign of this country come 2023. If a Yoruba man is winning, let it be a youth. If an Igbo man is ruling, let it be a youth. If an Hausa man is ruling, let the person be a youth. Personally, if I did not see any youth in the ballot, I will not. Because personally, I was taking time to study the political trajectory of Nigeria. If you give a youth the chance to rule, if you open a new vista in the annals of Nigerian politics, because the elders have failed us. We have tried them in every state. They have not lived up to expectation. Look at the only one of the youth in the Lagos State panel of inquiry investigating police brutality. I'm talking of Oduala. Look at how she honorably resigned when she felt that the interest of the people she's protecting is not being guaranteed. And I've not seen any elder in this country who have resigned over such an issue. So it tells you that the youth still have integrity. It tells you that the youth, they can resign when they feel that things are not going the way it should go. So for me, let us have a youth, whether irrespective of the platform. And I'm using this to encourage the youths to turn out en masse and deploy that numerical strength to register when the electoral umpire, INEC, we open the door for registration. And when it comes to voting, they should deploy that strength to vote massively for youths. And again, let me still use this medium to encourage the two major leading political parties. I'm talking of the APC and PDP, that they should endeavor to feed youths in most of the lofty positions, especially when it comes to presidency. I want to see APC and PDP feeding youths, and not particularly about the region the youth is coming from. It could be North, it could be South, it could be Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. That is not the issue. But let the person be a destabilized youth who is competent, who has what it takes, the managerial acumen, the political acumen to drive the ship of Nigeria out of this quagmire. Because the elders are not doing us any favor. They have not been able. If you bring about good leadership, if you bring about good economy, you are not doing anybody any favor, because it behoves on you as the commander of the armed forces, as the president, to govern well. You have been given that mandate. You have taken oath of allegiance. You have taken oath to deliver on the promise to the people. And over the years, all the successive government you always see Nigerians wailing at the end of their tenure, even as they exit office. So we cannot continue in that manner. If we try a youth and that youth fails, then we can now say a youth have failed. But the way it stands, I do not have confidence in any elder, especially in Nigeria, that what we see is the elders recycling themselves, grooming their children, grooming their acolytes to take over from them. Nigeria is not a court where you circle people. As long as you are a Nigerian, you have the to run for an election, you should be given that privilege to run. And these millions of Nigerian youths taking money from Nigerian politicians used for talks, I think that madness should stop. I was particularly happy when the youth came together for the purpose of that NSAS. That vigor, that tenacity with which they pursue that NSAS, they should bring it to bear in this 2023 to ensure that we make sure the youth take over the reign of this country.
All right, away from that, quickly to another one. We get to return 4.2 million euro linked to Ibori, and federal government has said that it will be used to the second Niger Bridge, Lagos Ibadan Abuja Kano Expressways. The question is, the money that has the money that has been recovered from looters over the years, what has the federal government done with the money? What input does those money?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike. You see, this thing speaks to the fact why we criticize this government. They are now quick to start appropriating what to use this fund for. That 4.2 million pounds. Now, this government have been talking about fight against corruption. Don't forget that this particular issue happened under Jonathan. Even as weak as Jonathan, as the people used to say, even as unwilling as Jonathan to fight corruption, I could not understand that Jonathan at the point had personal misunderstanding with Ibori. Perhaps that's the reason he pursued that Ibori with vigor. But as weak as Jonathan was perceived, Jonathan government is the one that chased Ibori out of the shores of this country and make sure that UK government prosecuted him. Because at that time Ibori ran to Dubai, Nigerian government under Jonathan threatened to withdraw license of Fly Emirates in Nigeria if Dubai authority refused to extradite Ibori to London for trial. Away from that, you are appropriating what you want to use the money for. It's over to Delta State government, but there is a fear that the government on ground the Delta State that is a stooge to Ibori, so they may release it. The right thing to do is for federal government to identify federal government infrastructure in Delta State and use that money to build. There are so many federal roads in Delta State that is not motorable. I think instead of using it at their own will, they should look at federal government infrastructures in Delta State. If there are no enough federal government infrastructure in Delta State, they should initiate one and spend that money on it. And on this, I'm encouraging the PANDEF headed by Ike Clark, because in the first place, Ike Clark is the one that championed petition against Ibori that saw him in this travail. So I will encourage them to drag federal government to court, so stop them from misappropriating that fund. Because for me, if federal government is spending it in the way and manner they have itemized, it will amount to misappropriation. Then again, I will equally encourage Delta State government to take up a legal action against federal government to stop them from misappropriating that fund, because that money belongs to Delta State by all standards.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
David, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Mike Adekule.
All right, finally, Ibarapa story here. The police released 3 members detained over arrest of killing. I think it's a
Mr. Mike Adekule, it's a welcome development. I think what you told me behind the camera, what you were saying, was that the police wanted to just act as if they are working. That was why they had to arrest them, and which I had to reminisce on that too. And I think there is sense in what you said. There is a very big sense, because now at this point it will look as if a local vigilante group helped them in apprehending this wanted criminal. So now let us also apprehend this OPC guy, so that it will look as if we are working. So now to that, it's a welcome development. Now, what has happened to Wakili? I think on this note, Wakili should be tried. Wakili should not be Wakili now, as I'm speaking to you now, I think he's in National Hospital Abuja receiving treatment. After that, I think Wakili should be tried for the atrocities he has perpetrated within that land, within the vicinity. So if government want to be fair on this, Wakili should not just go scot-free. Wakili should be tried, because you cannot subject the people to what banditry, kidnapping, and then see at the end of the land the law have caught up with you, and then government has still not giving us useful information on what will be done concerning Wakili. Malami now should take up the case. Now it's now Wakili versus the state. Wakili should be tried. If Wakili is not tried, he should want to try Sunday Igboho. Now it comes to Wakili now, you don't want to try Wakili. Now this is the fourth date. I think this is the fourth day now. Wakili has been arrested now, and the IGP has kept more. The what? No court has begin to process his own trial. Now let the federal government now tell us what we will do now. Do they want to release Wakili on bail? Do they want to release Wakili on bail? This is a man that has been disturbing the peace of a particular community. This is a man, even the government is has been searching for, and now you got him on the platter of gold. Why don't you do the necessary? Why don't you do the needful thing and then let him face fire? Wakili cannot just come and start telling us stories. He said he's not a bandit, he's that. Let him face the court of law, and let a competent court of law decide if he's guilty or not. If he's guilty, fine, and then if he's not guilty, fine. Lord, the president now, as I'm speaking now, the president want to shield him. Want to shield him from what? From facing the law. That is what the president want to do, because as today, Wakili said he is innocent, and then Malami said he would take up the case. Who is Malami to take up the case? When Wakili has been killing, is it because Wakili is also a Fulani man? He has not been tried to a competent court of law for him to be prosecuted if he's guilty. Now, what Malami is now blocking has now been what? Malami has now become the what? Intermediary from Wakili for him to face the law. If things should continue this way, Nigeria, now it shows now only one part of country cannot face the law. Some other part of country you can do whatsoever wish you want to do them. Who is Wakili? Who is Wakili that now Malami is saying that see Wakili is not guilty? Is Malami a judge? Malami should not decide what Malami should not be in the position just to decide what a competent jurisdiction will say. So what is happening? And then if you watch, Mr. President have kept mum. He has not said anything. Now if it were to apprehend Sunday Igboho now, just to face now, his own trial process will be so very fast. Now it's now turn of Wakili now. The presidency have kept on. The president don't want to try him because he's a Fulani man.
David, would you support Tinubu for 2023?
Mr. Mike Adekunle, I am not supporting Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2023 because this is a man, if he comes into power, he will promote thuggery. Asiwaju himself is a corrupt man. Mr. Mike Adekunle, we don't want a corrupt person yesterday. As of yesterday, there was a story that gone viral that see now CCB case. His file was in the court of what's it called, Code of Conduct Bureau, in which his assets, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed declared some years back when he was governor. The governor, he lied then. He had some things, and then which he did not include, in which he used money just to purchase that, and which were not included in his assets. As that, he didn't declare it. As of yesterday, now when the EFCC chairman Abu Rashid Bewa went to Kono just to see visit the case now. His case was missing. The file was missing in Nigeria yesterday. His file was missing. So now it shows if there's a missing file, Asiwaju has no case to answer. You can see what have happened between and I think this thing happened between last week and this week. When the EFCC chairman wanted to put in his case. Now, why would his file be missing? Missing. Come 2023, I want a competent man that will revive the economy of Nigeria. Mr. Bakadekule, if Atiku should come out, I will support Atiku. In terms of economy, Atiku is more vibrant.
Money for you to rule the country.
We are youth. We are youth. Do you know how much annex form cost? Mr. Bakadekule, it's not being a youth or not now. Is the youth capable? Does he have the resources? Now, politics everywhere in the world has to be what? Resources. Joe Biden campaign, didn't he campaign? He campaigned with money. Now, if the youth is capable, and then again, it depends on the youth on ground. If he match the standard of Atiku Abubakar, I will support him. But if it doesn't match, because I want someone that can revive Nigeria economy. Atiku, Obije said it yesterday. He said, come 2023. Atiku, he is very sure Atiku can revive the economy of Nigeria compared to this Mr. President. Atiku might be corrupt on the total, but see, in terms of reviving the economy, in terms of empowering, yes sir, so he knows what it takes for you, just for business, just to thrive in the land, compared to our president, just the cow.
All right, thank you so much. We'll leave the topic for another day. Raphael, good morning.
Good morning, Michael.
How are you doing? David has just mentioned something.
I'm fine. David has spoken well. He has spoken well. On the to Achiwaju Ahmed Buhari Tinubu, he has spoken well. You know the way his files got missing is still is a shocking indictment to every Nigerians. A shocking indictment to the ministries, judiciary, shocking indictment in the presidency, shocking indictment to everybody. Is an indictment. Why must his file be missing in this critical time? This is a time that those case files are, needed. Do you understand? Why are those files missing? If you ask me, I tell you that there was game. It was well orchestrated by the same them Nigerian politicians. They are guilty. They know how they play it. Tinubu now mingle with them to steal his case file, and that was not done without money. Michael, if you ask me, come 2023, Atiku, no. Tinubu, no. Jonathan, no. The youths. Nigerian youth should float a new political party. Nigerian youth should not go to APC or PDP. I'm not happy with the posters I'm seeing all over Lagos. Youths want to be chairman. They want to be councillors. Youths want to be governor and PDP. I don't like it. Float a new political party. Flag bearer, youths. Are you listening to me? Yeah. Float a new political party that will fill the youths virtually in the whole government positions, departments in Nigeria. That is when I will cast my vote. But if any youth comes out under PDP or APC, it is still political juggernauts. They will be sucking us. They will be tormenting us. Putting the youths at the front. You understand? Masquerading around. Inside the youths. I don't want any youth to come and tell me I should vote for him under APC. I won't. It is one Eto that is at the back. It is one Banire that is at the back. any PDP, any youth telling me to vote for him under PDP. It is one article that is back. It is one Obasanjo or Jonathan that is at the back. I need a new political party platform.
A new structure.
Thank you. That will be full of the youths, well structured by the youths. Formidable one. Do you understand? The youths. Do not go to PDP. Do not go to APC. Those are vampire parties.
Dave just said he will vote for Atiku.
I won't vote for Atiku. Sophia.
And David is a youth.
No. I need a new political youth, a new floated by the youths in Nigeria to come up. If it brings up, every youth in this country should back them. We are not backing PDP. We are not going to back APC. Those two political parties, they have failed us. During Jonathan regime, Jonathan was busy, him and his lawmakers and ministers, doing what? Speaking English language. Speaking English. The only thing I learned from that regime was Chris Anyang speaking English. Senate President there, what is his name? Saraki? David Mark speaking English with his hammer. Boy, you, over you there, let us see your bill. Come on, stand up and express yourself. English. Abika Dabiri was working, I think, under the constituency of Ikorodu. Ikorodu constituency. Abika Dabiri was speaking English throughout. Abika Dabiri. Okonjiwala did very well. I'm not talking because she's an Igbo. No. Mike, you and I know that woman is a good technocrat. Economy. He helped us. Thank you, he tried. But I am talking about these usurpers. They siphon money, they cover it up. Maina stolen money. Jonathan regime gave him only 6 months with an option of 750,000. How much did he steal? 7 to 9 billion naira. Is it good? You are telling me that I should support Jonathan's party, PDP. When Maina committed offense, what happened? The whole department, judiciary department, they debated over this issue for over how many weeks. That is when I saw an Igbo lawyer who dressed corporate from head to toe with traditional cap on his head. It's a social catastrophe. Putting traditional cap on your head, while from here is suit as a lawyer. From there, the man opened his mouth. It was obrokoto, English. Because Maina was not sent to jail, this idiotic Igbo lawyer was speaking nonsense, jargon. You are speaking grammar to me, guilty or not guilty. Clemency or you send somebody to jail. If justice is not showing leniency to anybody. Stop speaking English language. Jonathan spoke English language for how many years? They could not try Maina. Maina stole this money and went out scot-free. Maina paid 750 crying. Nigerians cried and cried and cried. Buhari said he did not know. He didn't know him. Then again, what about the dead bodies, dead men, whose name were included in ministerial appointments during Buhari regime? My brother, we are tired of APC. We are tired of PDP. We are tired of Obasanjo. We are tired of Jonathan. We are tired of all of them. What we need is a new political platform managed by the youth. Mike, come up with another question, please.
I think you've said it all.
I've said it all.
You've said it all. Honestly, you've said it all.
Why is it that Wakili is causing an issue in a nation whereby Yoruba man has been mimed, Yoruba doctor, PhD holder. Oh my God! Do you know what it takes for somebody to get PhD, doctor of philosophy in Germany, who will come back to his home to examine farm? This man was tied on the stake, on the tree. Dismembered. His body was dismembered. When the kingpin of this abductors was arrested, what happened? Amoteku and the APC cheapy chili stupidly handed him over to the police. Who are the police? His kinsmen. Kinsmen of Wakili. What is going on now?
At the end of the day,
They took him to hospital. They took Wakili. Wakili is enjoying now, drinking milk where he is.
the members of the People's Congress have been released.
Those people that achieved that feat were arrested and released later. It is political. It has the political undertone. Let me tell you, bite me, and blow me. Fulani is doing like you. Oga, releasing the OPC members that arrested Wakili does not trickle me. It doesn't move me because it has political undertone. They want to balance the justice. Let me tell you. Wakili, OPC members, you failed Nigerians, you failed Yoruba land, you would have killed Wakili, bitter him. He's a motherfucker.
Anyway, Oga Mike, I learned my brother was the highest grammar I have never had before. You can see frustration. Here, white. Nigeria, white. Here, Igbo, white, black. So I love him for that. I love him. Thank you very much, my brother. You know, frustration is not good. We need to, the youth, we need to wake up. That's why I always sing every day. We need to wake up. We don't need to wait for our old who are dying, about to die. So the youth get up. So that we don't get white head everywhere here, like my own now. Thank you very much. Okay, what's the latest?
I thought you are done with me.
No, I'm not done. No, I've just responding for my brother's.
So you're not done talking. We have some Igbo groups supporting Tinubu's candidacy for 2023, and that is why we are here today. Should that be some Igbos clamoring for Biafra and clamoring for presidency?
If I talk today, I'm going to receive some past slack. I'm ready, no problem. If you like abuse me for abroad, Nigeria, I'm going to say the truth. Straight to the point. I told you there was a time when a governor of Lagos State wanted to contest whether Ambode, when Oba of Lagos came out and said, if any Igbo man voted for PDP, all want to die inside water. You don't remember? And that day, a lot of people withdraw not for that time. Now, some people are coming for presidency. I'm going to say coming for Biafra. But for me, I said one Nigeria. Some people in abroad start abusing me. They want to kill me. In fact, they will slaughter me. But I have said it. I don't support Tinubu to become the president. Because Tinubu went and brought Buhari where he's sleeping. Maybe the farm or somewhere else. And today, look at where we ended ourselves now. For him coming again to become president, I don't support that. But for me, I would like an Igbo man to become the president. But that with my brother I have here, they always shouting, Kalo. Where is he? I even believe them. They here talking with me. I trust them more than Kalo said. Kalo has run away to abroad. If you like, abuse me, kill me, I'll say the truth. Igbo should wake up and take that leadership. I believe they will do well. Thanks for business. Some of them who are supporting Tinubu, they are afraid to lose shop. They believe they do that, they will lose their shop in Lagos. I always beg them. Igbo has the money. They have the materials. They should go and invest in home. Go home. If you check everywhere in Lagos, even away where animal cannot live, Igbo man will live there. And buy the whole place with heavy amount. But go home is a problem. But tomorrow, we want to become our own. We want to start our own. When you go back home, what do you have at home to go out? What can you start with? So, yes, some of them are supporting Tinubu, but let me tell you, these are some people who are already been bought by number one man, Ibokwenu, Joe Ibokwenu. That's number one. That one is an Yoruba. It's not a Igbo man. I know I am going to receive bad slide today. You are going to abuse me. Continue, start writing, abuse me, but I'll tell you the truth. Number one, for me, we are Nigeria. Now, the next president should go to Igbo side. We are going to support them. If not so, I don't believe Buhari trusts Igbo, even trust Tinubu. Buhari is going to give it back to good luck. Go and write it down. I said it. Good luck going to take that mandate and get one of the not vice president. That is it. So, okay, Mike, I'm telling you the truth. 2023, Igbo man or block. Tinubu cannot, because he brought this mess to Nigeria. What we are suffering now, increasing of fuel, increasing of dollars, poverty, kidnapping. He brought Buhari for today. He want to call, he will be worse than even Buhari. Better let him go and stay. But we don't need him.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kunzman.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Good morning, viewers, and good morning, Mike.
Morning to you.
Good to hear from you again.
Oh, honestly, good to
Yeah,
see you.
good to keep the good job going, right? You know.
Thank you so much, my brother. Quickly to the topic of today, Ibarakpa story about police releasing 3 OPC members detained over the arrest of the kidnapped king, talking about Wakili,
Thank you.
most wanted criminal.
Yeah, thank you very much. But before I go into that, let me correct what this my brother from the South has just said now. That he's going to, I could say, is talking through nepotism. Then we hand over power to Jonathan. What we cannot go backward again. Never in Nigeria will we go backward. Jonathan, as a man, a good man, but he's not fit to rule a crazy country like Nigeria. Like 200 million people. Jonathan doesn't have that strength to control the criminals that are in government today. So he should step aside. He has done his best. Please, he should step aside, because he contributed to some of this mess we have. I didn't mean he has dealt with all this rogue under his government that really now transform to another party. We know them and he know them too, but he could not take decision, and a gentleman cannot rule Nigeria. Jonathan is a gentleman. So that one aside. Then about the Ibarakpas, see, it's just like, I believe what is good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If anybody kills in this country today, it's either you give him death sentence or life imprisonment. But the way I'm saying it is, Wakili is being given a VIP treatment. So what you're telling us now is we have a VIP criminals now, that no matter what he did, no matter offense he commits, then you will, just shake him with, give him a soft landing. Why the arresters will now go to jail? The people that are supposed to have been murdered by now, because he will die, killed by sword, must die by sword. So I don't know why government is still giving him preferential treatment. I don't know who is behind all this thing, for God's sake. It's still nepotism we're talking of. If Wakili happens to be a Yoruba man, he will have been killed. He will have been killed by secret agents. You just hear that the notorious kidnapping kingpin has been killed, but by who? Nobody. But something is supposed to apply to Wakili, but government is protecting Wakili. He has been flown to Abuja now. I was told now that he's been treated now in a specialist hospital. Why are you treating it? It's just like you arrested an armed robber with a gunshot wound, and you are still treating him for what? When as Nigeria turned to that level, a lot of souls has gone through this wicked barbarian man called Wakili, and I don't know whether it's nepotism of Fulani organization that is working now. I don't know. They are in power now, so Wakili, their brother, can commit crime and go scot-free. So I don't think the country is working well with all this.
I think the issue of security goes beyond what we think or what we reason at times. I believe the government may have one thing or the other, or one question or the other to ask him. At least if Wakili is being treated and is alive, you understand, he gets himself back.
Yeah.
More investigations will go on,
Mike,
can lead to the stoppage.
Mike, yeah. Thank you very much. Okay. But I want you to reflect back to like some weeks back, right? Do you know that his deputy was first arrested in that Ibarapa? That his second in command was arrested by the same OPC and the what's it called, Amotekun? Yeah, security outfit. They were arrested, and same thing happened when they took those guys to station. You could remember what happened. One bastard, non-entity, barbaric Yoruba man that happens to be station officer, DPO in that station, brought out a gun and shot one of the Amotekun. That why did you arrest this man? Why did you arrest this man? They tell us, you see, one thing we Yorubas that we have been tormenting now, we need to search ourselves. There are a lot of betrayers. You look at those Obas there, those high chief, those ballets. When they were selling all this land for Fulani, nobody knows. They didn't tell anybody. They started collecting money secretly from them. Now, people now, they have overspread. The Fulani that they are accommodating now, they have grown wings now, and they could not be tamed any longer. They are now crying wolf now. They are betrayers, a lot of betrayers in the Yoruba land, and one of these days we start pushing them out and they will start facing their judgment. The deputy, Wakili deputy was arrested actually. So any evidence you want to gather, there is even in intelligence, I mean in intelligence, what's it called, world, you can't even get enough evidence from the real culprits. The second, they might use the second in command as a bait. That tell us all what you know about your masters so that we can give you soft landing. You know it happens a lot. They will use his deputy as a bait. Say if you do this, you may go scot free, or you may have a soft landing. What do you know about Wakili? So that one doesn't hold. What I just think of is nepotism working, because Wakili is a full. There's one important headline we did not touch this morning. I saw it in one of the media. The FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service, which is the most Jesus, parastatal in Nigeria. On the headline alone, when I read it, I don't know, my system changed. As if I want to collapse. 4.3 billion naira for refreshment. 4.3 billion for refreshment. Where people are hungry. Where people in a land where there's hunger. Lands where there's an unemployment. Imagine that 4.3 billion, you bring it out to each state. If it is 50,000, you give to all these market women to empower them. The jobless women, you give them 50,000. You know how much? You know how many lives you save. You know the impact on the impact on the economy. It will boost the economy a lot.
How far it will go?
How far it will go? So we have a very, corrupt, clueless governments punishing us, and they will face their own judgments in hell, because they are not candidates of heaven at all. None of them is of heaven. The way I'm saying things, God said thou shalt not judge. I'm not judging, but by their fruit you shall know them on earth, man. These people, they don't deserve any mercy, and youth that are still clamoring for APC PDP, they should check their brain.
I wanted to ask you that question. You were once a member of the All Progressive Congress,
yes.
Which at the end of the day, I won't say you but based on the fact that the All Progressive Congress did not meet expectations, you diverted attention from it. Now that Tinubu is going for 2023 presidency, which we have civil groups in Lagos supporting him, though Ohaneze has kicked against him or against those groups. How do you see it? Do you think it will go well with Tinubu?
Number one, to start with, will Tinubu help? Will Tinubu help? Tinubu has been going around with mammoths of betrayers that he called supporters. We've seen some of them, a lot of them. We sacrifice our life here. All the paper stands during the election. And what brought that is, the first time of Jonathan, I voted I had no shoe. I had no, I was more poor. I'm one of you. When you now seize the power, you left the people that you belong to, the masses, and you now join the looters. You buried the looters, and they were looting in your korokoro high. You could not help us. So I have to change that. Since you don't belong to we, the children of the unknown, the children of the common man, again, you want to belong to looters. You want to favor the looters, in which the treasury was looted enough. Pastor just said it that time, that the way they are spending Nigerian resources is not so good. So I have to decamp. I have to party say a new government will come and correct this thing. And I look at Buhari as a disciplined man, being an ex-military man. So I said, let us try this guy, whether he can shape and bring all those guys that they are looting Nigerian money to book. But I know it will go worse even than Jonathan regime. So it's catch on hair. I was caught on the hair. So what I now decide now is APCO, PDPO, they should pack their loads and go. Youth think. Make sure you don't waste your time with all this, because they wasted a lot of generations. These two parties, they wasted our generations. They are trying to kill the generation now. Now what I just say is, youth, this is the time for you to arise and stamp your feet on the electoral system in Nigeria, because who are the majority, who are the engine room of politics election? They are the youth. The youth constitute about 60% of the population of this country. Now we have the power to get rid of them and take our power, electoral power, the governance power from them. But majority of youth now are slaves. They are born slaves. Maybe that thing is being in the DNA of majority of them. Maybe for the forefathers, because I could not see something that is not benefiting you. You are carrying card, you go there and be shouting their name, be praising them. After all, you finish, they pay you 1,000 naira. So thank you very much. You know, I've said mine. If you don't reason, continue being a slave.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sunday, I really appreciate you. That's a brilliant one from you. All right, Sunday, before we go, quickly talk about the support for Tinubu's 2023 presidency. That's ambition.
God forbid for me to say make I come the campaign for somebody wey no value people over my dead body, oga. E better we remain like this, because another one, if Tinubu say reach that place, this Buhari wey everybody the whole world dey shout, it will be a child's play, because all of them are the same thing, no different, no, both from Jonathan, Obasanjo, Buhari, Tinubu, everybody wey go there, we no want them. Let another set of people come. We cannot continue in the looting of one man who take what belong to the whole Nigeria and keep for his house. The children wey they never see, they are keeping for them. The people are dying for hunger. They will thief money, security in the land. They are there coming for 2023. That many of them will not reach. That many of them will die before the day come. Okay, we should stop deceiving ourselves. Is it this way we want to continue as a country? And now I know Nigeria have gone, because when you come to news, Nigeria federal government are owing us 239 billion naira for waiting. This is only Nigeria. Every year that they budget for refinery, we no get refinery. Every year they budget how many billion for refinery, we are still buying fuel from another people place. Okay, and like that we go to continue for this country. UK want to return money to Delta State. Abuja there calculating how they will spend the money. Abacha loan have come to this country. How many under Buhari regime? Did you see anything? Nothing. The money they share it within themselves. Abacha loan, they could not use it to do anything. And it's because Abacha has died. We know that Abacha money is outside, and they still pity the UK or be other country that return the money, think that they are giving the money to people that have sense, but they don't know that all of them are devil and wicked people are heartless. They only value their children. The children, that's who they value most. They don't mind if you die. That is why I see that thing that is happening in the country is going like that, because they don't value you. Only when they come outside is during election time. When the election come, they'll begin to share 20 naira, 50 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira to the useless people where their future no go better, one and no go. Okay? Those are our youth. We say they want to form party. We can't do hear about where the party is registered. Because me, I make up my mind, I cannot register for APC, I cannot register for PDP. But if we see a youth party, let those people in charge, take it up to the street. People are ready to follow this party. Let us stand up and take it to the street and cripple those so-called politicians that no get sense, that are just killing our treasure, making Nigeria a useless country. The giant of Africa before. Now, we are the most poorest people in the whole world. You know, make a note, cut them again.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the reviewers for coming on board to speak boldly concerning the state of the nation. All right, on this note, we say goodbye to you on today's edition of this program. Join us next time. This platform, Michael Adekunle remains. My name behind the camera is Michael Ojo and Femi Davis. And subscribe to the sister channel of TV Plus. You can subscribe to Fliptv. You can also join me on Facebook, Michael Temitayo Adekunle, M-I-C-H-A. Michael Temitayo Adekunle, and on Instagram, Adekunle Michael Temitayo. We really appreciate you for joining us. Thank you so much.